Hello Aquarius, this is your May forecast. The big news this month is that Mercury goes retrograde from the 18th of the month until the 11th of June. But more in detail about that a little later on. On the 3rd of May, we've got a very powerful full moon happening in Scorpio. And this full moon for you, Aquarius, is right at the top of the chart in your career area. So whenever we get a full moon, it indicates changes are due. So it's shining a light for you on your career. Are you due for a change? Is there something that needs to move? It's shining a light. Maybe is it time to change your career direction? Is it time to move it slightly or to move it in a big way into a new direction? It's also having you look at your life path, your destiny. What do you feel that you're here for? If you feel as though a lot of things you're doing are not meaningful, this moon is going to trigger it and say, well, what would be more meaningful that I can do that really uses my talents and my abilities? And of course, an astrology reading and a chart can show you where your talents lie. Very quickly, an astrologer can see where your great talents lie for you this lifetime and where you should be putting most of your energy. Now, on the 6th of the month, we've got a lovely trine happening between the Sun and Pluto. So maybe Pluto and Sun coming in a trine aspect. It's related to your 4th and 12th house, so it's more going to happen on an inner level, but possibly there could be some good news with a family member, something to do with home or maybe even moving home. And also because of this triggering of the full moon in the 10th house, there's always the 4th house is always activated. The houses work in pairs. So your home, your security, which I'll be talking about, and your career or what you want to do out in the world. There's going to be a lot of focus and questioning about that for you this month, Aquarius. Now, on the 8th of May, we've got Venus going into your 6th house. So Venus in the 6th is a wonderful time for your work. Maybe some good news, something you've been working towards, or somebody wanting to help you personally with your work, or somebody putting in a nice word for you. It's also a good time to look at your diet and to look, because Venus in the 6th often means a desire for more sugar, sweet things, sugary things. So you might just want to look out for that, especially if you are trying to watch your diet. You may just allow yourself to indulge, but it is there from the 8th of the month onwards. Now, on the 13th of the month, we've got Mars coming into this 5th house, and Mercury, as I mentioned earlier, does go retrograde, but it's actually in your 5th house, Mercury, from the 1st of May until the 8th of July. Now, it usually stays in a sign for about 3 weeks, 3 and a bit weeks at the most, but this time it's going to be in your 5th house for 2 and a bit months with the retrograde. So Mercury staying in that 5th house, this is a really important time for you to reflect about your creative energy. What are you doing creatively? Are you bringing enough fun and pleasure into your life? And are you doing the things that are uniquely you, that you really enjoy? So it might be gardening, it might be painting, it might be being a serial entrepreneur and starting different businesses, it might be working with children. It could be so many different things, but it's about you really looking at that creative side of you, because Aquarians, you are wacky, one-offs, quirky. Really look at how you can bring that quirkiness more into your life. Now, Mars on the 13th in this 5th house, Mercury and Mars together. It's going to be a busy time. Gemini energy is busyness, is doing, your mind going all the time. It may be difficult to quieten your mind. It's probably going to be easier after the 18th when Mercury goes retrograde, when it's time to relax, to take the foot off the accelerator. Mercury and Mars can be argumentative. And yes, Aquarius, you do have your own opinions. So be a little careful during the last couple of weeks of the month when that Mars and Mercury come together, because there is the potential for flying off the handle, for saying something in the heat of the moment, and then maybe thinking, oh, maybe I was a little too hasty. Also, don't be too hasty with decision making. Be a possibility, especially during the retrograde. The retrograde is time to reflect, to reassess, to rejuvenate, to relax, and to take some pleasurable, fun time out. The first 3 weeks of the month, the sun is shining its light on your home, your family. Good time to do nice things for you, just with your environment, with maybe adding a picture or a nice throw or some colour, just to make your environment feel really comfortable. And on the 22nd of the month, the sun also joins Mars and Mercury in this lovely house of romance, bringing the possibility of romance, bringing children, young people potentially into your life, but more than that, bringing out the child within you, that playful child. It doesn't matter how old you are, there is that playfulness within each one of us, and this is triggering you to really find it out. With Mercury being there, you might really want to, especially during the retrograde between the 18th of the month and June 11th, to reflect on different ways that you could start a business or develop a business. Maybe you've been putting off writing that book, getting that blog out there, looking at different ways that you could earn a little bit of extra income online. There are some really good possibilities to do that with that Mercury energy for you for such a long time in that 5th house. So the Jupiter energy, of course, bringing you growth and learning in your relationships. That is ongoing for you. But the main thing you're going to be looking at this month will be your career, your work, and your home, and your creative energy, and how you can really unleash that to have a lot more pleasure and enjoyment in your life. Thank you very much for listening. I wish you a great month of May. Bye for now.